Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is Wednesday morning, which means it is food pantry day, and I just got out of the food pantry, so I'm parked here across the street and on my way home. I did not record anything on the way over here. I just don't have anything to talk about really. And so I will have the food pantry haul for you today. And again, we received many blessings. So we're very fortunate to receive meats and canned goods and just different things. So I will show you that haul and whatever comes about the rest of the day. So stay tuned. All right, everyone. So here is our food pantry haul from the morning food pantry. So let's go over what we received. So starting off with the meats. Look at this, we got this big pack of Johnsonville Better Cheddar sausages, and there's 12 of them in there, so this is like what they call the party pack. So they're frozen, of course, but yeah, that's always good to get. So over here we got some bananas. So now normally this particular pantry does not carry like produce or breads or anything, but sometimes they get like a large donation of stuff from someone, whether it be from a store or bakery shop, wherever. This week, somebody donated 2 big boxes of bananas, so we got some bananas. But that's not every week. Sometimes it'll be bread or whatever. But this week we got bananas. All right, so we got another container of Western dressing. And we got 2 bags of elbow macaronis. We got one right there. We got a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. You can see here we got a box of Fruit Loops. Oh, sorry about that. Box of Fruit Loops. We got a 2-pound bag of white rice. We got 2 Rice Krispie treats, a can of cut green beans, and a can of corn, and 2 cans of tomato soup. If you haven't figured it out by now, for the soups, I always like to take tomato soup, as I've said in the past, and you saw in that pork chop casserole. I usually use, when I use tomato soup in a casserole or something, I usually use 2 cans. So I always take, if we're allowed 2 cans, then I take 2 cans of tomato soup, because we use it a lot. And 1 can of tomato paste. And 2 cans of tuna. They didn't have albacore this week, but that's okay. I just took the chunk light tuna in water. Alright everyone, so that is our food pantry haul for this week. And I don't know when I'll be able to go to the food pantry again, and I'll explain why. Hey everyone, so I am outside now, and I just showed you the food pantry haul. So again, many blessings we received, and I just wanted to let you know that I don't know when we'll be able to go to another food pantry, because one of our brake lines broke and I lost brakes while I was out and about yesterday. So thank God I was close to home when the brakes completely went out. They were fine. So I went to the pantry. They worked fine all the way there, all the way back to almost home. I stopped at our drugstore, not drugstore, but pharmacy. I stopped at our pharmacy to check on my blood test, sugar blood test kit. And when I got there, I backed into my spot, and when I put the brakes on, the truck kept rolling backwards, and I had to put the brake pedal all the way to the metal to get the truck to stop. And it's a good thing it did, because as you back up there, it goes down a hill. So if that truck didn't stop, I would be rolling down the hill into traffic. So that was nerve-wracking. If you've been with the channel for a while, if you remember last summer, I think it was last summer, we were at the RC airfield. We went out to get something to eat at Dairy Queen, and we lost our brakes. One of our other brake lines broke. So our whole brake system needs an overhaul. And one of our brake lines broke last summer while we were out and about. And we were a pretty good distance away from home, so I had to nurse the truck with the trailer hooked up. I had to nurse it all the way home with very minute amount of brakes working. I mean, when I say minute, I mean it never stopped. The truck never stopped. It just rolled. So I had to pray for green lights, nobody at the stop sign. I mean, everything worked in our favor, and I was able to nurse it home without having to get towed or anything. So yesterday another brake line broke, and there was no warning. It just broke. I was at the pharmacy. I backed up, and that's when I noticed that the truck wasn't stopping. So then it leaked brake fluid, and I had absolutely no brakes at all. So I was pretty close to home, and I didn't want to have to call a tow truck because they're probably pretty expensive now. But so I called Glenn. I said, do you think I should nurse it home again? And he said, just put the emergency brake on. And so I did, and I nursed it home, and at least it's in the driveway now. So I just thank God I'm home, the truck's home, and nothing bad happened except the brake line went out. So we cannot drive the truck right now, and we don't know when we're going to get it fixed, how much it's going to cost. Tomorrow I'm going to call around to towing companies to see how much it'll be to get it towed to one of our mechanics here in town. We do have one just down the street, so I'd be able to walk to pick it up. But I have to call them to see how far out they are as far as work. They're always busy, and which could mean a good thing that they're good. But I'd like to get it towed to get an estimate at least to see how much it's going to cost. If you're hearing wind noise, I apologize. It's windy outside today. And so I don't know when we'll get it fixed, how much it's going to cost. So we don't have a vehicle right now. So I don't know when I'll be able to go to another food pantry. And my guess it's going to be a little while. But we're okay. We have food, and I told Glenn, I said the positive side is, well, one, I got home safe. The truck got home safe. It wasn't stranded anywhere. We didn't have to tow it home. So now we just got to get estimates. And the other positive thing is, well, one, we have food, but two, if we need something, there's always delivery, right? So Walmart, all our local grocery stores deliver, so it's not like we can't get groceries, and that solves the problem of going to get something like fast food to eat. So that's a good way of not going to eat out. And my test strips for testing my blood sugar was supposed to be delivered today. It's not here yet, but our pharmacy has delivery, so that's also a good thing. I have to call my doctor's office because I have an appointment on Monday, and it's in the next town over, so he's there on Mondays, but I'm going to call them to see where he's at here in our town, if I can get an appointment here locally, because then maybe if he's just down the road at our medical facilities, then I could probably just take an Uber there or a taxi. We have Uber services, taxi, and then I could probably just walk home because it's close enough. So, but initially when it happened, my first words were, "You got to be kidding me." So it felt like it feels like right now I'm being tested, how I'm going to handle stuff. First with the broken arm, am I going to adapt to it? Are we going to manage? And we are. And now this, I've already nursed the truck home once with no brakes, and I had to do it again. But after that initial thought of, you got to be kidding me, I wasn't stressing. Honestly, I wasn't stressing about it because I knew I was home safe, the truck was home. That's all that mattered at that point. And like I said, if we need stuff, we can just have it delivered. So other than that, other than the food pantry, there's nowhere else we go. So it's detrimental, but it's not. We should have a vehicle because we have fur babies, and if something happens, we need to get them to the vet, and that's my biggest concern. So none of them are sick or anything, but you just never know what happens. And I just kind of felt like I'm being tested to see how I'm going to handle all this stuff. So yeah, so when we get it fixed, I don't know, but it's here at home. I made it safe, and that's all that matters, really. So I'll give you guys an update when I know more. But my other update is I moved my bird feeding station. So I took a walk out there, and I did see that some of the peanuts were eaten, but for the amount of days it's been out there, I'm surprised all the peanuts weren't eaten. And the cake feeder, a couple bites were taken, but not much. So I moved it closer to the house, and somewhere where I could actually see it out the kitchen window, because I do like to watch my bird feeders from the kitchen window. And with winter coming up, if we have a lot of snow, I'm not going to trek out there to fill up feeders or anything. I'll just fill them up right here. So I'll show you that in the next video where I put it, but at least from the kitchen window I can see whether I'm getting birds there or not. Obviously I got some, because something ate some of the peanuts, but they all fly over here, so they'll see that one on the way. Yeah, I don't know what was going on, why it didn't have more activity, but hopefully it gets more activity here. So, but that's all I have for now. I'll give you guys some updates and let you know what's going on. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I didn't have great news, but I'm not stressing. I think we're tested sometimes just to see how we handle situations, and I'm not stressing. So, alright, so thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate all of you and the support you continue to give my channel. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.